Today's lesson is multiplying fractions. Our goal is multiplying fractions. Please pause the lesson as you need to write down what you need to write. I'm going to continue speaking at a regular rate, but you need to pause in order to get what you need to get. Multiplying fractions. The product of two or more fractions is the product of the numerators over the product of the denominators. Please feel free to write this in whatever words you feel maintain the same meaning, but you can put it in your own words just like you would in class. So if we take the problem 3/8 times 1/5, we can rewrite it as 3 times 1 over 8 times 5, and we get 3/40. Let's try this on our own. Here's our first problem. You work this, pause this to work it, and I will work it out after you pause it, which means I'm going to work it out now. We get 1 times 5, which is 5, 3 times 6, which is 18. Can this be simplified? No, because we have no factors in common. Our next problem is 5/7 times 2/3. You work this out. Pause it first, of course. I'm going to work it out now. 5 times 2 is 10. 7 times 3 is 21. Again, can this be simplified? The answer is no, because we have no common factors of 10 and 21. Moving on to our next slide. Again, pause it if you're not ready. Simplifying before multiplying. This is my favorite way to multiply, when it's possible, of course. We have the problem 3/5 times 21. As I shared in class, please make sure that you write down all of the problems that I share with you in today's lesson. We rewrite 200 as a fraction with 1 as the denominator. So we've got 3/5 times 200 over 1. Just like in class, you write down all the steps. Look at each numerator and see if it can be simplified with either of the denominators. So now we look at this again, and we see 3/5 times 200 over 1. And hopefully you see from our divisibility rules that we did a couple weeks ago that 5 and 200, I'm making the dots so you can see where I'm pointing, each have a factor of 5. So I cross out my 5, I cross out my 200 because they can both be divided by 5. 5 divided by 5 is 1. 200 divided by 5 is 40. All right, so I am left with 3 times 40 and 1 times 1. So I'm going to come down here and rewrite my fractions of 3 over 1 times 40 over 1. 3 times 40 is 120. 1 times 1 is 1. So my answer is 120. As I said in class, if you have any questions, please write them down. Feel free to go back, re-listen to anything that I have said at any point. But if you have any questions that you can't answer by re-listening, please write them down and I will answer them in class tomorrow. I want you to try this on your own. The first problem I want you to look at is 8 times 3/4. I'm going to go ahead and do it now, but first you should pause it and do it on your own. So I'm going to put this 8 over 1 I don't like that. We're going to rewrite it so it looks better. 8 over 1 times 3 over 4. And I'm going to cross out the things I can by my simplification. These both have a 4 in common, right? So 4 divided by 4 is 1. 8 divided by 4 is 2. I'm left with 2 times 3, which is 6. 1 times 1, which is 1. So my whole thing is equal to 6. Our next problem is 3/5 times 10/21. So hopefully you look at that and you see that 3 and 21 both have a factor of 3. So we divide 21 by 3 and get 7. 3 divided by 3 is 1. 5 divided by 5 is 1. 10 divided by 5 is 2. I'm left with, on top, 1 times 2 is 2. And 1 times 7 is 7, leaving me 2/7 as my answer. Neither one of those can be simplified any farther. Now we're moving on to multiplying mixed numbers. We start with the problem 5 1/4 times 4 2/3. We convert each mixed number to an improper fraction. We do that by taking 5 times 4 and add the 1. So we take our whole number times our denominator, our bottom number, and add our numerator, the top number. So 5 times 4 is 20, plus 1 gives us the 21 over 4. 4 times 3 is 12, plus 2 is 14. So that is where we got our 21 over 4 times 14 over 3. So that's converting each mixed number to an improper fraction in step 1. Next, we use what we taught you on the previous slides, or what I taught you on the previous slides, to multiply the fractions. So we're simply going to find the factors we have in common. 4 and 14 both have a 2 in common. 4 divided by 2 is 2. 14 divided by 2 is 7. 21 divided by 3 is 7. 3 divided by 3 is 1. We multiply 7 times 7 and 2 times 1, and we get 49 over 2. As I shared with you previously, it is perfectly fine to leave that answer that way. If you are given the instruction to convert it to a mixed number again, or if you choose to leave it to put it into a mixed number again, you do 49 divided by 2, which is 24, with 1 left over. So you get the answer 24.5. Now, I would like you to try this on your own. Of course, you pause this to do this on your own, and then come back and watch me do it. Okay, now 4 times 5 is 20, plus 4 is 24. One times 9 is 9, plus 1 is 10. So we have 24/5 times 10/9. Hopefully you look at these and you see the factors we have in common. 5 and 10 both have a 5 in common. 5 divided by 5 is 1. 10 divided by 5 is 2. 24 and 9 both have a 3 in common. 9 divided by 3 is 3. 24 divided by 3 is 8. So we have 8 times 2 over 1 times 3. 8 times 2 is 16. 1 times 3 is 3. We have 16 over 3, which is also equal to, we got 16 divided by 3 is 5 with 1 left over. So we have 5 1/3. Our final problem is 7 1/2 times 2 2/5. Again, pause it to do the problem and then come back to watch me do it. 7 times 2 is 14 plus 1 is 15 halves times 2 times 5 is 10 plus 2 is 12 fifths. We look at this and we see that 5 and 15 both have a factor of 5 in common. 5 divided by 5 is 1. 15 divided by 5 is 3. 2 and 12 both have a factor of 2 in common. 2 divided by 2 is 1. 12 divided by 2 is 6. 3 times 6 over 1 times 1. 3 times 6 is 18. 1 times 1 is 1. 18 is our final answer. Again, if you have any questions, please go back, listen to anything in the notes that may have been unclear or in the lesson that may be unclear to you. And if you have any questions after that, please write them down and bring them with you to class tomorrow. I hope you've enjoyed this flipped lesson, and I look forward to seeing you in class tomorrow. Thank you.